Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're delving into a really fascinating stack of sources. It's basically a raw snapshot of global headlines from just one day, July 12, 2025. And our mission, like always, is to unpack these really diverse reports. We want to pull out the most important bits, the key insights, to help you get genuinely well-informed about what was actually happening on that specific day. We've got, well, everything from high-stakes global stuff and conflicts to environmental crises, sports, entertainment, even a quick look at the markets. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here, I think, is how this kind of deep dive really shows the sheer breadth of events happening all at once globally on any given day. You start to see how things that seem totally separate, often connect. They paint a bigger, more complex picture, reveals underlying trends, maybe critical moments.
Absolutely. So let's kick things off with that first big theme, global affairs and, well, those conflicts that just keep shaping things. First up, a headline from the U.S. that definitely hit some waves. President Donald Trump, according to Reuters anyway, made a pretty significant statement about Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, right. I saw that one.
Yeah, he basically said he might revoke her U.S. citizenship, apparently after she moved to Canada and criticized his administration. Which, I mean, immediately makes you wonder about the implications, right? What does a statement like that even mean?
Well, it's more than just, a celebrity spat. What's really crucial here is how it sort of highlights this potential weaponization of citizenship as a political tool. I mean, for a head of state to say that, it sets a really controversial precedent. Could impact free speech, dissent, even for citizens living abroad. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the international scene, we see other countries kind of affirming their positions too, ways that maybe challenge the norms, like North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. According to their state media, KCNA, he reaffirmed North Korea's support for Russia in the Ukraine conflict. And that's not just symbolic, right? It's just this growing alignment, maybe among states looking to challenge the established global order. They often leverage each other's issues.
Okay, so shifting from those statements to active conflict zones, our sources report some really grim news. Underscores the ongoing human cost. Israeli airstrikes in Gaza reportedly resulted in the deaths of 52 Palestinians. That included children. This was amidst escalating tensions there. And just to be clear, we're reporting this directly from the source material. Trying to be impartial, just conveying the information as it was presented, not taking sides here.
Right. And similarly, that human cost continues in Ukraine. Russian attacks on July 12th, drones, cruise missiles, bombs, they killed at least 6 people. And there was significant damage reported in Lviv as well. These specific numbers, from Gaza, from Ukraine, they really drive home the tragic reality, the human cost. And it's just an everyday thing in these zones. It's a stark reminder of that ongoing friction.
Yeah, truly stark. And, moving from those human-made tragedies, our sources also really highlight the devastating power of, well, natural events. Domestically here in the U.S., a major issue is the severe flooding in Texas.
Oh, it's terrible. It's just awful. The death toll had tragically risen to 129 people. Kerr County was reported as the hardest hit area, and search operations were still going on for people missing.
And this raises a really important question, doesn't it? About how we prepare, how we respond to disasters this big, and frankly, accountability. There's no analysis that came out showing FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, actually missed major flood risks at Camp Mystic.
Right, where dozens died.
Exactly, where dozens died in those floods. It just throws this sharp focus on the systemic challenges in disaster preparedness and the absolute need for robust oversight.
And it certainly does. Yeah, that section really frames that critical look at how our infrastructure, our policies, how they intersect and sometimes tragically fail, when faced with nature's power. But let's pivot now, shift gears a bit to some maybe lighter but still significant stories shaping the world that day. A glimpse into global culture, commerce.
Okay.
First up, esports, which is just huge now.
Growing incredibly fast. Right. So the Valorant Esports World Cup 2025 officially started. Top teams from all over the world. And they were competing in a brand new format, apparently. Not just a small change either. It was a dynamic double elimination bracket. Designed to, boost the drama, reduce those early upsets, which is a big deal for the fans and players.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just underscores the scale, the competitive evolution happening in esports.
And while esports is, definitely on the rise, traditional sports still carry huge cultural weight, political weight too sometimes. Take the FIFA Club World Cup final. That was apparently being seen as a kind of barometer for soccer success in America.
That's interesting.
Yeah, expecting record attendance, hoping to solidify the sport's appeal beyond its, traditional base. And interestingly, President Trump was reported to be attending the game,
Oh, wow.
which just highlights how even these big sports events can become platforms,
Right.
with significant political or cultural dimensions woven in.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, just a real quick glance at the market update for that day. NVIDIA Corp, NVDA, it closed at $164.92 US, which was up slightly, 0.81% from the previous close. So a modest uptick, maybe a subtle sign of continued investor confidence in like the semiconductor sector,
Yeah, especially.
with NVIDIA's role in AI infrastructure.
Right, a key player there. And just to round this section out with something totally different, but it still shows the sheer variety of info out there. The weather.
Huh, okay.
The temperature in Ajman in the UAE was 30 degrees Celsius. That's 86 Fahrenheit, clear skies. But it was expected to climb to a blistering 41 Celsius, 105 Fahrenheit by 1 p.m. with hazy sunshine.
Right.
Just that tiny bit of granular weather data, when you pull that stuff globally, it paints a picture of those bigger climate shifts we're always tracking.
Wow, is that? I mean, what an incredible range of events, all captured in just one day's headlines.
Yeah.
From a U.S. presidential statement on citizenship
Yeah.
to that geopolitical dance between North Korea and Russia, devastating conflicts in Gaza, Ukraine, that heartbreaking disaster in Texas, the questions around FEMA, then boom, a pivot to global esports, soccer's footprint growing, a market snapshot, even the weather in the UAE. So what does this all mean?
Well, I think it means that all these seemingly disconnected things, the politics, the disasters, the sports, the tech, they all weave together. They paint this incredibly complex, dynamic, sometimes contradictory picture of our world on any given day. And what this flood of information really asks of us, as individuals trying to stay informed, it challenges us to go beyond just scanning headlines. It pushes us to critically look for connections, maybe discern the underlying trends, recognize how seemingly isolated events can actually impact that bigger global tapestry. I mean, the real question is, how do we as informed citizens decide what actually matters, what really calls for our attention in all this noise?
That is quite a thought to end on, a real challenge. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the raw source material of July 12, 2025. Keep exploring the world's information with curiosity, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.